How you doing, YouTube? Matt Nassa Beer Reviews. Yeah, back with a little bit of kooky madookie beer time. In form of Rising Storm Brewery, it is their Stormberry. Yeah, this is a chocolate-covered Loganberry sour IPA. No idea what Loganberry tastes like, but we'll see. We're gonna find out. Apparently, 7% alcohol by volume. Like I said, Rising Storm Brew Company from Livonia, New York, which is right outside Rochester. And this comes courtesy of my boy George. Yeah, he is a Rochesterian villainous, I don't know, person. And he's up there a lot. He probably brings me back beers. And this is a beer that he brought back. It was canned 4-1. Today is 5-5, so it's just about a month old. So let's see what this sucker has to offer. Likewise, it's rather generic. I'm not sitting there and hate on it, but it's an oval with a name and some lettering and some clouds in the background. That looks like Loganberry to me. I have no idea what Loganberry looks like. It looks like a red fruited berry beer, to be perfectly honest with you. Index finger through and through, a tight, compact bubble, frothy, creamy, almost Cool Whippy kind of top to it, and just that rich kind of red berry color. So I assume Loganberries are red. Let's put it that way. Let's get a nose. That's fun. I like that. I do like that. It's like, it's chocolate covered raspberry is kind of how it comes off for me, but the raspberry is a little less kind of earthy and seedy. It's very much the grandma candy kind of thing where you get that little bit of raspberry preservey jamminess instead of a dark chocolate. Like the chocolate comes off very much undersweetened, like a dark baker's chocolate with maybe a skosh of sweetness to it. So it's that combination of that kind of jammy fruitiness. And by jammy fruitiness, I mean like organically jammy fruitiness, not like an added sweetener, Smucker's level kind of jamminess. Like a legit home preserved made undersweetened version of that, covered in that kind of just slightly sweetened kind of baker's chocolate. That's kind of how it comes off. I don't get any big kind of hot vibes off of this. It really does ride that berry and that chocolate, and that's pretty much it. You call this a sour IPA, I call this a fruited adjunct sour, because I'm not really getting any kind of IPA vibes off it, at least on the nose. Let's dive in. Cheers. I mean, there's a bittering there, so, you know, you could really talk yourself into this being an IPA. It's a decent bittering, but it's generic bittering. Maybe I should use a better word than generic, because it kind of makes it sound basic or bad, but it's not. It's more of like, if anything, slightly tannic. Kind of old world kind of bittering. That Loganberry comes through. There's a big red berry component. Like they said, that under bittering, not seeded, kind of earthy, kind of raspberry jam. That's kind of what I'm getting off of this beer. Soft, fluttering chocolate. It's more from a slightly sweetened baker's chocolate to an undersweetened cocoa powder. Where it comes off is this fluffy kind of, you know, when you open a can of cocoa, it has a little cocoa cloud. It has that kind of thing going with it, but it's not overly sweet. Nothing about this beer is overly sweet. Mouth feels nice. I mean, it's not going to be confused with being fluffy, creamy, or thick, but at the same time, it's not thin by any stretch of imagination. It's a fun beer, and it does taste like beer. That's probably the biggest compliment I can give it. Is that since the fruit is meaningful, the chocolate is meaningful, the bittering from the hops is meaningful, you get a nice sweet kind of graininess off of this. And by nice sweet graininess, I mean the graininess is there. It has a sweetness to it. It's not overly sweet. Nothing about this beer is overly sweet. But it's as much beer as it is adjunct. A lot of these kind of fruited, sour, IPA, whatever you want to call it, fruit smoothie beers, tend to lean so heavily in adjunct. It's more like 75-80% adjunct and, you know, 25-20% beer. This is probably more like a 50-50 deal, or maybe even like just to bring it home, 51 beer, 49 kind of adjunct. I mean, the berry and the chocolate are the star of the shows here, but you don't drink this going, it's not really a beer. I think it is. And I think that is a compliment. You know, it's a tasty beer. It's giving me exactly what it's saying on there, even though I don't know what Loganberries are. I assume I know now. And it's giving me a big fruit component, a nice chocolate component, big for its impact. And that bittering from the hops that kind of just makes it enough to be a kind of sour IPA. And then that malty graininess that kind of just ties it all together and makes it a beer rather than just a fruit smoothie beer. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better fruit smoothie beers, sour IPAs, because it's not overly sour. It's more fruity than sour. Yeah, even there, I didn't even speak to that. It's not even really sour at all. All the sourness you're getting from this is just that tart, acidic sourness that you're getting from what I assume Loganberries bring to the table. Like, there's no kind of Berliner level kind of sourness, kind of acidity from the beer itself here. And sour component is really just fleshy fruitiness. So if I go one of the better sour IPAs, I go no, because I don't think it's that. One of the better fruit forward. How do I place it? Because it's not fruit beer. It's a fruit beer. That's what it is. It's a good beer. Let's put it that way. I'm not going to try to compartmentalize it. I think it's its own little kind of genre, and it works well, and it's very tasty. Value and availability, no idea. George, let me know it's what, and leave you with it if you like what we like this beer. If you like fruited beers, but you don't want them to be over the top, crazy, 2x4 to the face, tumble out of the glass, lactose-driven exploder cans. If you want something that's a little bit more organic, has a nice kind of balance between sweet and bittering, and that fruit is meaningful but not overpowering. If those are things you dig, you will dig this. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of Rising Storm right now. Excuse me. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.